Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another daily vlog. I just got into the gym to the parking spot of the gym, and this is actually the third daily vlog that I record today because this is a really good practice. A, I have so much in my head. B, having a camera like the DJI Action 4 or 5 or the DJI Pocket 3 with you all of the time gives you a lot of opportunity to kind of pre-produce these vlogs and make them in between, because I arrived at 10:07 and class starts in about 20 minutes. So I have some time to kind of squeeze in a little vlog about a topic that Gary W. mentioned in his recent vlog, and shout out to you, Gary. It was all about minimalism. And my wife and I don't want to kind of spoil or kind of already tell a couple of plans that my wife and I have made for the future, but we kind of were going through our home and we're seeing so many different items, and especially in my office, I have so many items. Also, my attic is completely full of bags that I've reviewed. By the way, if you're living in the EU, because international shipping to USA and other countries is so expensive, if you live in the EU and you're looking for a bag, hit me up, because I'm looking to sell a couple of bags. I have way too many bags in my attic. And that is why I kind of was thinking about this idea of minimalism. I watch a lot of minimalism videos, but not because I want to be a minimalist. I enjoy life, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. For me, I still want to enjoy a little bit of life. I enjoy fashion, I enjoy clothing, and sometimes when I watch these minimalist videos where they have only like 3 t-shirts, the apartment is completely empty, I respect that, and I think that is amazing, especially because I would never be able to do that. I personally don't want to live like that. But I subscribe to the idea of having less and buying less and owning less. And for example, I have someone on my Discord channel, my Patreon Discord channel, and I don't want to kind of out that user, but and that's probably why I'm not going to say the gender. If he or she is watching this, he or she probably knows who I'm talking about. And I really respect that he or she came to the realization that he or she is buying too many bags and tries to kind of reduce the amount of stuff that he or she wants to buy in terms of bags. And I was kind of thinking about this idea firstly about consuming, and I'm guilty of kind of having so gear acquisition syndrome, and I sometimes want to buy stuff and yada yada. I found this method of just putting stuff into my shopping cart, and then I have to wait a couple of weeks, and if I still am interested in that item and I can argument that that is definitely something that is useful to me, then I potentially buy it. But most of the time, it just lays in my shopping cart, I'm not buying it, and then it's basically gone from my mind. That is at least one way I kind of prevent myself from buying stuff. Also, and I put this in really big air quotation marks, I'm in the fortunate situation that I have these legal troubles where the client or one client isn't paying me an invoice that is really big and that has put a big hole in my savings, and the court date is in November. So I'm in again, huge air quotation marks, fortunate situation that I don't have any money at the moment, or I have money but my savings are depleted in a way where I just know I cannot buy anything. And that is actually really good, because I'm not buying anything. And then second part of this is I own too much. I need to get rid of so many items, not because I have to, but because I want to. There's just way too much stuff, because we're living in a house now. And once you have a lot of space, it is very easy to accumulate stuff that you just don't need. It just lays around, or you put it into a drawer, you don't see it, and then suddenly you open up the drawer and there are so many items that you forgot about. And I really want to get rid of that. And the way I've usually have done that in the past is making a couple of piles: the throwaway pile, the maybe pile, and then the definitely keeper pile, and then trying to get rid of the stuff. For example, last year I threw away so many boxes. For example, my Xbox box or a box from a monitor. I keep that stuff because I think that will kind of increase the resale value. And while that is true, that is very true. If you want to resale, especially tech stuff, you get more money if you have still the box. But it takes away so much space in your home. And it is a burden on you, because I suddenly realized there are so many boxes that take away space, especially a monitor box. It was just in the way, and it was actually burdening me and was on my shoulders. And then I was like, fuck it, just throw that stuff away. Yes, I get less money if I want to sell that, but I just cannot see all of those empty boxes in my shelf. So that was the first step that I did last year. But now I still have so many items. Cables. I always keep those cables when I buy an SSD, and I buy a lot of SSDs because as a film editor I have a lot of storage needs. I kept all of those cables. Why do I need 35 USB-C to USB-C cables? So I threw away all of that stuff. But there is still so much in my home that is not needed. And that is why I really like this idea of minimalism and subscribing to the idea of having less. And in the next few days and weeks, I will kind of go through all of the stuff in my office and then throw away stuff that I don't need. It's also with clothing. There are so many pieces of clothing that I just didn't wear or I forgot about. And that's the worst part. I want to wear that, but I forgot about that because it is somewhere underneath some other items. So going through all of those items and getting like a overview of what I have is the first step. Then I will make those 3 piles: throw away, maybe throw away, and keep. And then I will try to minimize all of the items that I have to declutter not only my space, but also declutter everything that is in my head, you know. And yeah, thanks again to Gary for kind of sparking this or reigniting this idea of minimalism. Again, this is also something that my wife went through last week, because we have a few plans for the future. And yeah, I'm really excited to kind of get rid of stuff. So I would like to know from you, what are your thoughts about minimalism, and especially what are your thoughts about how to prevent yourself from buying new stuff, and how do you keep your living space and your mind and your life decluttered? Let me know in the comment section below. And maybe check out the vlog from yesterday in this video up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the button up here. Help me to get to 1,000 subscribers. But also check out Gary W's channel that I will link in the description below. I see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.